How's it everybody? Welcome back to Coral Reeches. It's Sanctum Gamer here and we are looking down once again at the region of Coral Reeches through the clouds. Beautiful rays of sunshine casting their lights through the clouds, and I think this looks absolutely stunning as the city and all the different towns and everything are starting to expand and come together nicely. The aerial view of the region for me is just starting to look really beautiful. I love the way these two cities or these two towns sit across each other, and Waterworth, which is the town that we've been developing in the live stream, is just shaped up so beautifully over here. I really love the way this one has turned out. And then of course, expanding out on the river into this area, I think it's also added very nicely to this overall space, something that I think is complementing the entire area nicely. And as I look at it more and more, I'm thinking I need to do some development around here just to give this place a little bit of life. So this is not gonna be happening today, but I think it is absolutely beautiful. Something that I did notice off camera is the way into this place became very narrow, right? All the water that feeds this place comes through this one small little gap, and I realized that the water level over here started to drop, and it really dropped quite significantly. So in the last live stream, we took some time and we placed down a whole bunch of water sources in this area so as to allow the water level to rise again and keep the place looking at least somewhat similar to how it was when we originally built it. In the last video, we built out our university. We made use of these beautiful French packs, beautiful French assets, which I used to make sort of like faculty buildings that have added to the look of this entire place. I replaced the regular university in this area with the medical university, all in the hopes that we could see some kind of a rise in our overall healthcare. Looking at that has risen by just 3% and it has not gone past there, so it is nothing. Wow. Also, another thing, if you notice that this white screen is no longer as bright as it used to be, so I'm guessing this is an update that came along with the patch that dropped, I think, about a week or so ago. So this is really awesome. However, I will still turn it off. I don't think it's something that I'll leave on permanently. If you want the mod that does this, it's called Whiteness Toggle, and it's a really awesome mod if you do not like that white screen. So after we built all of this, we set up the tram paths. So we've got trams now connecting all the way up to here, and we've got trams running all the way up to the side as well with stops in between. And then I went ahead and increased the number of trams on the lines, and I immediately started getting complaints that we do not have enough vehicles, something that it's not too much of a shocker. So I've got 17 vehicles assigned to this place, but only 12 are active. And then on this red line where I added more stops, I've got 11 vehicles assigned to it, but there are only 7 available. So the red line goes between this side and that side. It's all it really does is it acts as a connection point from here to with the purple and green tracks, and then over here it acts as a connection point between itself and this other, I don't know, magenta or whatever color that is, which then goes out into Bedford. The green track especially is extremely long because it connects all the way around through North Point and back to this area, and the green line is going to expand even further all the way out to that side. At least that is the plan. So what I want to do is I want to go ahead and add one more tram depot, or 2 more tram depots actually, in this area because this is all still industrial. So I want to take it and line it up over here with this building, just like so. I'm gonna try and put it down before I actually put down the road, and then we'll grab a road and we'll extend the road out over on this side so that it has connection. This should then be able to provide my people with a few more trams, and let's go ahead and upgrade it. Got red and green, both of which are going to go off. So we will upgrade this so that it has, I think, 5 more, which is up to 15 now. But I also want to put another one over on this side so that for future I do not have to stress myself again about trams. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna plonk this one down right over in this corner, so it's going to hug all of these buildings nicely in. We will put the tram line, and I want to connect this one directly. I'm trying to see if instead of using roads all the time, maybe I can use just the line. So if I bring it out to this side, and then we can create a nice little bend connected up to that, so it has got access. And then we'll put the road on this side so the building itself is connected. I don't want this to be too hilly, so I'm gonna grab my terraforming tools and we're going to flatten this land out a little bit so that it is not too much of a disaster. I'm gonna try and sort out all of this land stuff a bit later on, but for now it is going to have to do. We'll put that over here, I will put this over here, and I think I will connect it up to this road over on this side. I think it will make a bit more sense. I don't know. See, I haven't planned out what development I'm going to do in this space, so all of this is, I'm hoping that I will be able to blend all of this in when I'm ready to develop out this area, and it is all still going to look a nice kind of way. Okay, so then that should leave this building connected. But now we've got more than enough trams. We're going to upgrade this one as well, and we've just added 30 more trams to the entire network, and now we are good to expand this tram network out further and even add more vehicles to all of the other ones that we do have. To start off today, what I'm going to do is that I want to address just a little bit of this high unemployment rate, which I'm not a fan of. And again, my population is just declining because I have 600 people moving away every single month, and I'm guessing it's because they don't have enough jobs. So I'm going to start off by putting a couple of office buildings and commercial buildings along this road, and then go and expand out over on this side as well. And then once all of this development is done, we will then jump onto the real agenda for today. So let's kick things off right in this corner, and let's see if we can at least drop that unemployment rate a little bit. Alrighty, we've built out quite a bit now, and I think I can take a pause and have a look at everything here. So I've tried to close this gap here with a little bit of industry, so extending out on the cargo train terminal and industrial area that we started here quite some eons ago now by this point, and just blending it all into the space. And I didn't want to continue just building a bunch of offices, so in this little block I decided to build stuff that hopefully looks a little bit like warehouses. I think maybe this one's color scheme can be carried over to this one so they look similar. And then these warehouses then extend out into this place, and then you have all of this industry, and it gives just a little bit of extra justification for this highway. But the main reason for this road being built was because of the cargo train depot that sits over there, or the train terminal. And then I just put 1 or 2 offices here to complete the whole area, and hopefully all of this should have added a few more jobs to my entire city. And of course the unemployment rate is slowly starting to go back down. I'm still losing a lot of people, but you know what? I don't know. Why is nobody moving in? That is so weird. I've never seen this on Zero before. So that is it. We've built out this place. I think this area will fill it out at some point. I don't know when, but I thought I would stop over here because now I was going to start blending out into this space, which is an area that I want to work on today. But yeah, overall, happy with how all of this is closed out. Nice transition from the city out into the industrial area. And we can move on to my real agenda for today. I want to begin expansion in this area. And what I want to do is I want to put together a nice big 18-hole golf course all along this entire space. And if time permits, we will do some more expansions out into that area. Now, I had been wondering for the longest of times what I was going to use as my clubhouse. And usually I like to use the elementary school, but now our education and everything is pretty sorted, so I don't think I'm going to go down that path anymore. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make use of some of these unique buildings, and the Industry Moguls Mansion looks very, very good. Right, like I can plonk this down somewhere around maybe over here somewhere, and then this can form the clubhouse of the institution. You got a little pool at the back there, and then we'll build like parking and all kinds of stuff. So I can bring a nice narrow road across this side, maybe stop it over there, and I can maybe, you know what, let's do this. Let's extend it out a little bit, bring it out this way all the way up to meet the roundabout. Then I will cut it over here. We'll build a little, I don't know what's this thing, a little bend in the road, and I think that should be pretty good. Little bend in the road, and then we'll connect this up to this space over here. I think I'll use let's turn on Anarchy. I will use this road over here to connect them all up. It's 180, 190, 90. That works perfectly fine. And yeah, I think that should be good. But I do think I do want to just bend this area though just a little bit so that it's not so straight, because all along this area, my plan is it's going to be surrounded completely with what's this thing? With all the different holes and everything. I'm not 100% sure the exact shape I'm going to go for just yet. So we're gonna have to wait and see what I'm gonna do with all of this. But I think this works. Perfect. I like the way that blends in very nicely. What we're gonna do now is I'm gonna put some putting greens and parking and all of those detailings, and then we're gonna get started with the actual golf course. Alrighty, I think we're done with the front 9. Now, if my calculations are correct, I should have 9 holes over here. We've got the first hole that sits over on this side. So first, let's start off here where we've got some practice greens, and this could be a practice bunker area. So you hit out of the bunker onto those greens, and then you get onto the first tee box, and this is a nice par 4. I tried to work out the calculations as best as I could. So this is a nice par 4, fairly short, not really the longest, 380 meters, so it's not too bad. I assume as amateurs would tee off from the front over to there, 365. So most people will be landing their tee shot somewhere around here, and I think that's fairly good. So this is hole 1, a nice par 4. We've got the second hole. You got a pro tee box up there, and then the rest of us down here, and then the ladies tee box over there. But this is a 390 meter par 4, hole number 2, onto a slightly more treacherous green, which is surrounded by water all along this right hand side. And if you play golf, you know that for us right-handers, water on the right is the worst thing ever. Then we go down to hole 3. This is also a nice short par 4. Then we get on to our first par 3, which is a fairly lengthy one, 163. It's not too bad. So this is the 4th hole. Then we've got a 5th hole, which would be a very treacherous par 4, right? This could very easily be the stroke 1. Then we've got a par 3, hole number 6 over here, quite a lengthy one. Then hole number 7, and this is a nice long par 5. Hole number 8 is also a nice and very long par 5. You can imagine this daunting tee shot. This will just be an absolute nightmare for most people. So this could actually end up being the stroke 1 or the stroke 2. So that's hole 8, and then we finished off hole 9 over here with a fairly short par 4. I try to put some areas as like elevated greens like over here. So this is a nice elevated green over there, which would prove to be obviously quite a bit of a challenge as well to hit. And I've tried to create a nice angulating areas where the fairway here is slightly more elevated, slanting to the right into the rough over there. Over here, slanting to the left. I mean, this is a little excessive, but you know, from the scale of this thing, at least it gives something. It gives a look. And of course, this is basically a glorified island green. Hits too long, you are in the water. Hits too short, you are in the bunker. A nice challenging par 3 over there for a lot of the amateurs. So for the back 9, we're going to kick off over on this side. So hole 10 will hug this main highway like so around here, and then we're gonna jump across, get a couple more holes in here. So hole 11 to 17 will be in here. That's the plan. And then hole 18 will finish off over on this side. And then once all of that is done, I'll decide exactly what I'll put over here. I'm thinking probably additional amenities like tennis courts and stuff, or maybe a driving range. I don't know quite yet. So for now, let's get the rest of the course completed, and then we shall move on from here. Alrighty, I think we are finally done. We've managed to fill out the back 9 and well, isn't this a dangerous golf course to be on? You have motorbikes flying all over. Anyways, everybody, we are done. So the back 9 has been completed, and it starts off over here with a short low par 4 over here. Then we have, I think this is meant to be a par 5 because this is quite the distance that you will need to carry. So from here all the way up to there, you're looking at, yeah, this is about a par 5. Then we've got another par 4. We've got another dog right par 5. Then we've got a par 4 over here. I put this water here more of as a decorative thing than an obstacle or a hazard. So yeah, I think that looks pretty cool. Then a par 4, and then we've got another short little par 3 over here. Oh, sorry, it's actually a long par 3. And then we've got another very long par 5 to sort of make this. I think this turns this into a par 73, if I'm not mistaken, with the 3 par 5s here. And we've got 2 par 5s over here as well. So this overall is a par 73 course, which I think it's not too bad. And then I put some little amenities over here. What's this? Tennis courts, basketball courts, and so on. This space wasn't big enough, at least according to me, to be able to fit a driving range. So instead, I decided to put this little practice pitching area over on this side, and it's fairly okay. It allows you to practice your pitches up to, what is that, about 100 meters, and if you are very far on this side, you can get up to just a little over 100 meters, and I think that is pretty cool. And then I got this EU sign, which I think is very good for using as flags. At least then it looks like there is something on the greens, right? They're not just completely empty, and when you look at it, at least you get something that looks a little bit more complete and not just completely empty spots. And I think I'll go around probably off camera and just put all of these flags all over the place. We're going to leave it at that. I have done my best to make the greens and the bunkers a little bit deep, so the fairways are fairly undulating, so you do have some challenges. We have places where the greens have been elevated, and then when I get close to the greens for the greenside bunkers, I've tried to make them a little bit deeper. I just wish there was more like shadowing and stuff on them for them to stand out a little bit more, but you know what, it is what it is. Now I need to just fill in this area so that the whole space can sort of come together nicely. And one of the first things that I want to do is that I want to expand on this tram track. I'm looking at it and I'm thinking to myself that I want to put a road over here. It's the whole reason why I made this place like this. So if I can put a road over here, I can bring the tram track to join in over on this side, and then I can figure out something that can get this road to go all the way over there and then join up to that one over on that. Actually, when I look at it, I think that's too close to this one. So let's rather do the following. Let me grab this. Let me bring this out a little bit more, maybe over to this side, send this one out a little bit, and then I think I should be then able to bring this out over here. And then if I grab this should then be able to connect up fairly nicely. Great. And then I will upgrade. Where's the upgrade button? There we go. Upgrade this so that the turning lane is over on this side, and the turning lane is over on that side, and this one also has a turning lane over on that side. And then we'll just merge all of this into the tram track, which I think I want it to run solo on its own until it comes in over here. So this area I am going to split into into a direction of up and down, and then the tram track, which is running here. If I can grab the tram track quickly, I can bring this in straight over on this side, and let me grab the angle and we turn this to join. over there. Now we've got a completed tram track. And then we can have a stop here in and amongst the developments here. And then we'll put tram tracks on this road all the way. We'll convert this road as well, and it will also have tram tracks on it. And overall, everybody, I'm liking the way everything is looking. I think when I look at the golf course from aerially, oh, I think this fits in beautifully. And once all of those developments is done, I mean, come on, all of this is gonna look so good. I'm so excited. Okay, so I just thought I would show this off very quickly. Just as I was planning to start building here, I got the idea that, hey, what if the driving range for the golf course was across the road from it? And so I decided to put the driving range over on this side, and I think this actually turned out pretty well. So we've got two sections to the driving range. We've got this area which allows for slightly longer drives, and then we've got this area which is more of a space for pitching. And if I look at the distances, I think I've sort of got it perfectly fine. So you can pitch up to roughly a distance of 130 meters, and then you've got the nice long driving range over on this side, which you've got up to a 270 meter potential drive, which very few people in the world can do that. So yeah, I think this has turned out very, very well. I'm glad I got the idea that I could put them here. And I think the only thing is I want to put just a few more trees, make it nice and thick, so that you get that impression that at least there is something here that's designed to prevent the balls from just flying out and into the road and whacking people's cars all over the place. Next thing I want to do is I want to try and build out this area, right? And this is where we're going to have a lot of our residential spaces. So I was looking at this area where I'm trying to get the tram tracks in, and I would like to try and get a narrow 4-lane road that looks like this. So I thought I would pull up the road builder and see if I could use this one as template, see if I could create a 4-lane narrow road for cars that maybe I can stick in over on this side. So I'm gonna grab this one and change its direction like so. And there we go. So I've got this road, which I think is really, really cool. I want to see if I will be able to upgrade and put a tram track on top of this. And yes, I can. And there we go. Now I have a tram track that runs on the outside. And now I've got a nice narrow 4-lane road, which I think will do the job perfectly. I should then be able to upgrade this into the same one. So let's turn that off into the same type. And I should be able to then do that all the way. And then I want to go ahead and convert this one and that one and that one. I've been wanting such a narrow road for quite a while. And I'm so glad that I've got it. And I can go ahead then and upgrade all of these so that I have dedicated lanes for the trams and then a dedicated lane for the vehicles, which then makes my life a lot easier because then it allows traffic to flow a whole lot better. So off camera, I created this other lane. This is a 5-lane asymmetrical road, which will allow me then to upgrade roads like this to have turning lanes. So if I turn that off, then I can go ahead and create this with a bit of a turning lane. But before I do that, I think let me cut it off over here, and then I will upgrade this over like so. And now I have a nice beautiful turning lane for the car, so nothing gets in the way of the vehicles that are turning. I will do the same for this side as well. And then we'll upgrade to this one. And then we've got a turning lane over here. What I want to do is to just basically make this area look a little bit better with the roads and the way they are. So if I can go ahead, grab the 4-laner and then upgrade this so that I have a dedicated lane for it there when cars are turning. And then I think I want to do the same for this side as well. No, I'm not sure. You know what? Let's give it also a dedicated lane. And then I might as well just go ahead and convert that into a 4-laner. And then everything is a little bit better balanced, with this area going to have a lot of the development. And this is just a nice free expressway of cars being able to drive. All right, everybody. Let's start the development. I'm going to start off with some post office and commercial, and then we're just gonna fill this entire place with massive residential. Alrighty, we have built out a lot of housing. My word, there was a time I wasn't really sure if I was going to be able to fill in all of this, because it's just going on and on and on. And I am loving the way that is hugging that golf course so beautifully. The only thing I don't like is the fact that I've got all of this empty space over here, but that will get developed out at some point. But I think so far so good. I love the combination of the mixed houses as well as pockets of areas that look like they've got, or they are like specific planned developments. I love the way all of that mixes in. And as you can see, I tried to build something here that looks like a little bit of a custom stop. So looking at how many people are walking up and down this place, it tells me that this tram station is going to be very active. So we're gonna see a lot of people using this tram, which I think is going to be super awesome. I decided in the end as well that I wasn't going to connect this up here anymore. It wouldn't have made sense to have a highway off-ramp coming straight into the residential area. So I decided to get rid of it, leave it the way it is. And I figured this area will do perfectly fine as a way to get in and out of the space. Everybody, I just happened to have edited this footage and it is long. This video is basically another hour-long video, and I am so sorry that it is getting so long. I need to learn to control myself and hold myself back a little bit when I'm doing things like that. So because the video is already so long, I'm going to leave it here. I think we're gonna call it quits for the day, and then in the next video we'll kick things off by getting the tram extended into this area. We'll fill out this space and then we'll just blend this entire area in so that it looks like one better cohesive unit. Because I think overall, everybody, we have done quite a lot today. I did not realize how much we were actually doing. So apologies again for the extra long content. Oh, hey, if you did enjoy it, please be sure to give it a thumbs up below. Hit the subscribe button if you've been here a while and you haven't done so already. And, you know, share the content, leave a comment, let me know what you enjoyed, the things you look forward to seeing. Your feedback is truly appreciated. Big thanks to all of my YouTube members and all of my patrons for all the extra support that you continue to choose to show the channel. Your support is really appreciated. Enjoy the cinematics of our new area, and I shall catch you all in the next one. Cheers, everybody.